maybe like one of the more memorable stories was we went out to do some air-to-air photography of a twin Comanche and a 172. When we were flying in the Kinnick Valley, and there's this place called the Gorge, which is where you can fly between a mountain and like a glacier. The glacier's like 200 to 300 feet tall, so you can stick the plane in between the mountain and the glacier. And we had been flying down there doing air-to-air stuff, came out with some really cool photos, and then we started flying back to the airport, and we noticed this wall of weather in this valley. We're like, oh, that wasn't forecast, you know? That's like one of the things that Alaska's famous for, is like just weather moves so quickly out there. And you know, next thing I know, I'm getting like shot off the ceiling of the plane.
Yeah.
I feel like though, like in Florida, they definitely pop up quick, but you can kind of maneuver your aircraft around. But like at this point, we're like in a valley where it's like completely just walled in. So there's no way to get back to the airport, and there's nothing in the other direction. So we decided to land. It was a 172. I was in a 206, and then the Comanche. And we landed the 172 and the 206 on a riverbank. And just waited out the storm. And then the people in the 206 were like worried about landing it on riverbank and worried about getting over there. And not the 206, the Comanche. So which, you know, wasn't like, this wasn't ideal, but they ended up putting it down on the ice, like,
Really?
you know, out by the glaciers, because that's where they knew they could get to and where they could land. And they were stuck out there for like 6 or 7 hours. And
Like,
yeah, it was they actually,
had to be brutal.
once it cleared, like maybe 2 hours of sitting in the plane waiting for it to clear, we cleared. We all flew back to the airport, and then they got the owner of the flight school went and got on their snow machines and rode all the way out to that plane and rescued them and got it off the ground again.
Yeah, that's some like life and death type shit right there.